Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, let's take a look at the 2026 Nissan Z Performance. For 2026, Bayside Blue is a new color for this sports car, and this model has an MSRP just over $55,000. So we have a nicely equipped sports car that has a lot to offer. We'll start off underneath the hood where there is the 3-liter twin-turbo V6. This model here is also paired to the 6-speed manual transmission, and it pumps out 400 horsepower, 350 pound-feet of torque. It is rear-wheel drive, weighs in around 3,500 pounds. 0 to 60 is going to be around 4.5 seconds with a top speed of 155 miles an hour. Now for the exterior styling, you'll notice that the grille has a square design to it. There's also some silver trim accents within it, along with parking sensors. There's also a sensor for a distance pacing. There's a dark housing for all of the LEDs, which blend in nicely with all the bodywork. And there's also a Y design for the line coming down the hood, meeting the gray and white Nissan badge there. Now this also has a gray set of multi-spoke wheels along with the Akebono brake calipers. There are 4 pistons up front and then dual piston in the rear. You'll notice there's a trim accent in the lower section of the side skirt. There's also a turn signal in the body colored mirror caps. This model also has the solid paint, so you can get the two-tone roof. However, I think this one looks really nice with Bayside Blue. And then there's the brush trim accent and a Z badge in the back there. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Nissan, Bayside Blue became very popular with the Nissan Skyline R34. I think it looks really cool for this latest generation. There's also a fixed spoiler there. For the rear section here, this mimics some of the original 240 models with this dark housing and the shape of all of the lights. There's also a backup camera, all the parking sensors, and then gloss black with the dual exhaust down below. Now you can use the control on the key fob or push this hidden button underneath Nissan, and that's how you can gain access to your cargo space. Now it's not the largest, it doesn't have much height, but you can fit in several items. For a two-door sports car, it's nice that you have this accessibility in order to bring some items with you. Now you can also use this control here to lock and unlock the vehicle. And then this door panel has some Alcantara and leather. There's Bose for the audio, window controls, side mirror adjustments, lock and unlock, and a little bit of storage down below. And then the seats have the same design with the leather and Alcantara. You do have some manual adjustments here, and then they are automatic for moving them forwards and backwards, recline and incline. And you'll notice too that there's also some hidden storage in between the seats and the cargo space in back. So you have a small shelf there, you can place some items as needed. And then as we hop in, we're greeted with a leather steering wheel and the 6-speed manual. So with my foot on the brake and the clutch, we can start this up. You'll notice on the right side, all the cruise control settings along with voice commands, and then there's tuning, volume, and you have these controls for the gauge cluster. So for the current layout, you'll notice there's vitals on the right side, tach in the middle, along with miles per hour, what gear you're in. There's a shift light too. And then you can use these adjustments to go through this left side. So for the current layout, you have a few items to go through. You can also get into settings and go through all of these as needed. And then if you go back to your shortcut menu and you change the gauge cluster setting, now you can go through some information within the middle. So you have a lot more that you can bring up here and monitor. And if you go one step further to enhanced, this is how you can view everything in more of a full screen view. So now we can continue to go through the same information I just showed in a much larger screen there. Now you have traction control on the left side, and then up top on the dash, there's boost, turbo speed, and voltage. There's air vents underneath that, and then with the infotainment system, it is a touchscreen system, so you can use that, or you can use the controls down below. So you can get into your menu, which is what we are currently looking at, where there's a split view to go through this information. You can get into the map, and then you also have tuning, volume, different settings to go into to configure this as needed. Pretty simple, but effective. And then there's your fan speed, temperature, where you'd like the air to go, auxiliaries, and storage. There's an S mode. So if I have the vehicle in first gear, you'll notice in the lower section now S will pop up. It's basically for the automatic rev matching. And then this is how you put the vehicle into reverse. So push it down and to the right, and now you have the backup camera. There's also the manual parking brake, heated seats, a trunk release. You'll notice there's only one cup holder at the moment. Simply push the armrest back. Now you have 2. Bring it back, push this button, And now you have access to your armrest and an auxiliary. There's also a locking glove box, 12 volt down below, garage door buttons, and then dome lights up top. Now, while there is a bit of a pillar there, you can easily see around using your side mirrors. So when you have them adjusted properly, it's really not all that hard to see around. And in second gear, here we go. Woo! You can feel a little bit of lag as you get on it. It picks up kind of halfway through that RPM range, but it does just depend on how much throttle input you have. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the Nissan Z. We have a quick test route here just to showcase the handling, but we do have a different or separate mountain video if you want to see even more driving with this model. But for today here, it handles very well. It is a super planted vehicle for having basically the basic suspension. So you can go with the Nismo if you want some better performance and handling characteristics. It takes those bumps pretty well, kind of floats a little bit, but it still is a performance car. It is something that you can take on roads like this and have a lot of fun. You have a good bit of power as well to get out of the turns, and it's a fun vehicle overall. Now with the latest Z here, it is basically the 370 with a newer body. We have a lot of structural components shared from the 370, so it's not as big of a change as it looks aside from the new body style. It is essentially a 370Z underneath. It's definitely a very nice vehicle. I like the screen updates. I like it just a little bit more modern on the interior to give you a lot of great tech. Very simple to go through, but it's definitely a nice layout. And it's very easy to maneuver, so we can quickly turn around. Let's do one more acceleration. Pedal to the floor here. Yeah, it's definitely a quick car and pretty easy to shift. So that is going to wrap it up for the 2026 Nissan Z Performance. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. And I will see you all in the next video.